It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
Oh yes, it is being live streamed. It is Car Con Carne. And welcome to it. I'm James Van Alstyne. Welcome to episode 665, which means episode 666 is on the way. As I do this, as I'm recording the show tonight on Wednesday, the 22nd of September, you should know that episode 4 of the sister podcast of Car Con Carne, the Music of Chicago podcast, is ready to roll out on Friday. It happens every Friday. It is actually music in a podcast. I know what you're thinking. I never hear songs in a podcast. There's a reason for that. Copyright issues. Podcasts are mechanical downloads. You can't share someone else's copyrighted content. If you do so as a podcaster, you could lose the house. All the songs that you will hear on the Music of Chicago podcast, again, the companion podcast, have been generously provided for inclusion by the rights holders, the license, the publishing rights owners of those songs. Music of Chicago, episode 4, coming this week. If you're in a band, if you're an artist, a musician, you'd like to be part of the Music of Chicago, carconcarne.com, carconcarne.com is where you can find all that information. Again, it's a companion podcast, so all the information is there. Speaking of Car Con Carne, I was at Riot Fest this past weekend. The Riot Fest interviews are up. You can hear my chats with Les Savi Fav, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Boll Weevils, Devin K, Hepcats, Airstream Futures, etc. They're all live on all the podcast platforms, on YouTube, Facebook, etc. And coming up soon on Car Con Carne, in fact, tomorrow night, punk musician and celebrated visual artist Camille Rose Garcia will be joining me. I'll be talking to haunted houses. I'll be talking to new restaurants. Songwriter and guitar whiz Nathan Graham will be returning to the show. And Eddie Money's kid, he makes cool music. Des Money will be joining me on Car Con Carne soon. Eddie Money's kid. But as for right now, it is officially last call for Adderall. It is the return of Cap Gun Heroes to the show. Gentlemen, the big question I have as I look at you in two separate screens on this Zoom meeting, most of the band is in one place. Matt Cap Gun is in another place. Has Matt been bad?
He's always a pain in the ass, but I don't know if he's been bad. No, he was just he had to work today, so he lives a little further away from the rest of us, so he wasn't able to make the drive in.
All right. Well, Matt, we'll try to make sure that the time is shared equally so you don't feel left out. They're drinking behind the bar. I mean, it's kind of isolating. What do you guys, are you drinking beer? What are you drinking here?
A little 312 on tap for me.
Tito's, coffee, and that guy.
Got an all-nighter going, Joe? You going to need a little pick-me-up?
Always an all-nighter.
I understand that. All right, so last call for Adderall. Cap Gun Heroes have a new album. It comes out on Friday. It is Ramonescore. And if you are unfamiliar with what Ramonescore is, it's exactly what you think it is. It's the long-awaited follow-up to Who the Fuck Are These Dorks? This is something we've all been waiting for. And gentlemen, last time I saw you in the flesh, so to speak, in person, you were recording a video, the lead single for That Girl from this album. There's actually a video. People can see it. Let's start right there. Let's talk about the song. Let's talk about the Teen Idols reference. Tell me about it.
Well, I mean, obviously the Teen Idols were a band that was very close to Chicago. They were heavily around the scene around the Fireside. So we saw that band a lot when we were younger, and we're all big fans of it. When we were writing the song, we were just trying to have fun. It was actually one of the last songs we wrote for the record. And the references just kind of came out. And once we threw out a couple of references for some of the bands that we really like Teen Idols, TBR, and obviously, Dan Vapid and the Cheats, and those guys. We just went and had some fun with it, and it worked out really well because we got to reference our friends over at Siren Records in the back half of the song, and they're just great people. It's a great store. I mean, obviously you've been there, so you know what we're talking about. And it was a blast to be able to go there and shoot and have everyone involved, and especially in the middle of COVID, that right in the middle of COVID when there was really nothing you could do. it was a lot of fun to get together and do something, resembling playing a live show. So
right, because it felt weird. Like I understand what this is. I know what live music is, but it's been so long. Is this okay to do this? It's kind of to go on a little sidetrack. I knew you guys were all at Riot Fest this weekend. Felt weird. That felt really weird to me. I had a great time, but it felt really weird.
It did. We were just talking about that, saying how much and you just kind of, you felt yourself just getting back to normal and just enjoying, everything that's, great about Riot Fest. I mean, obviously so many great bands. You able to see the Boll Weevils, Lawrence Arms. There's just so many great bands. But then, you kind of every once in a while you had a little bit of a reminder of, okay, people are getting really close here. Uh-huh. We're still in COVID. I don't know if I need you grabbing on me when I don't know you. But it was a great time. And it was something that I'll speak for myself that I know I truly missed. And I mean, I've still been kind of just savoring it since Sunday. So
anything to add, Joe, fellow Cap Guns?
I actually completely forgot about COVID for a couple hours. I took it like it was any other concert. When it was over with, I kind of realized, man, there's a little pandemic going around right now, and didn't think twice about it till the end. But
Dr. Darrell Wilson, frontman of the Boll Weevils, when they took the stage, it was either before the first song or shortly thereafter. He thanked everyone in the crowd. He thanked Riot Fest for following these mitigations to make it a safe environment, which there is some comfort in that. Everyone had to check in and show their proof of vaccination, because I swear to God, I was walking around Saturday and it felt like it was 2019 again. And movement was a little restricted. I'm like, it was a little stressful for me. I pushed past it, but it's so weird to jump back in after going cold turkey.
And as you said, though, they did do a great job. I mean, obviously verifying those who are vaccinated, verifying those that had a negative COVID test, but also the on-site COVID testing for those people that, didn't have the proof and wanted to be able to get in and enjoy it. So I thought that was really cool that they had that there available for everybody. So they did a great job, and it really was a great event. So many great bands. I mean, it was awesome to see the Boll Weevils. Their set was amazing. So that was.
Well, Darrell is a physical good for as tall as Darrell is. He bends and moves in ways he probably shouldn't.
Yes, he does.
I had a great time. I thought Fever 333 on Sunday was the most acrobatic act I've seen on a Riot Fest stage in as long as I can remember. Body Count was Ice Motherfucking T on stage.
If you're gonna get him, you're gonna get him the only way he knows how.
There goes the neighborhood.
It was great. It was super fun. All right, back to Cap Gun Heroes, who are the subjects of this episode of Car Con Carne. Again, the new release, it'll be streamable everywhere. Last call for Adderall. Just because I like saying it, it is the long-awaited follow-up to Who the Fuck Are These Dorks? We talked about the Teen Idols reference. You guys are definitely referential. Back it up. You referenced the Fireside Bowl. I mean, these are your roots, right? I mean, coming up in the 90s, playing Fireside, being part of that world.
Yeah, I think it's just fun to, when you're writing a song, kind of throw a little bit of those references from your hometown into them. And I don't know. I mean, Joe wrote that song, so I'll let him speak for that one.
Just to me, it fit the song. It's an in-your-face song, and Fireside was kind of in-your-face venue. So I just, I thought it flowed really well. That's pretty much it.
After living with these songs for a little while now, my favorites have kind of bounced back and forth. I think I'm stuck on Heroes. I think that's that's the one that stays with me the most. Heroes. Heroes. How can you not sing along to that?
No, I could tell you.
I was going to say, the funny thing is with that one is it's always a back and forth. Even with doing it for the album, it's always been a back and forth of, do we really want to do that? Do we really want to go there?
Yes.
Or do we just want to let it sit and just have fun with it when no one's around? And it got to the point where it became more than what we started with it on, and as a result, it goes out to the masses.
Yeah, I mean, it was initially it wasn't even one that we were looking at for the record. We started writing it, having fun because we're all big Lillington fans. So, and we were, we liked that song, and we were just like, we should do our own version of that. Like, we're anything as good as the Lillingtons. So, and we started chanting that, and then wrote the song, and then we're like, actually, this sounds pretty good. So why don't we keep it? And we'll just, we paid homage to the Ramones and Riverdales on Dorks, and Heroes is a way of paying homage to the Lillingtons, which is another band that it is important to all of us.
I love that.
I actually,
go ahead. Please, Matt, talk, please.
Oh, there's Matt.
I actually think that started as like a text message joke, Heroes, and then we just came in one day to rehearsal, and we're like, well, why don't we try this? And then kind of just went from a joke to making the album. So it was kind of an interesting way of creating that song.
As I'm watching Matt talk, and that's great perspective, I can't help but feel that Matt is here for a meeting with HR, and like Matt, sit down.
Thank you.
We are you doing okay? Would you like some water?
You've done you could really go for a chicken parm sandwich.
Yeah, Matt, you've done a great job, but it's been a tough year, and
it's been a tough year.
Some hard choices had to be made. We think you're a great guy.
Thank you.
We do. You're a great guy, and you've done some great work for us.
Please continue.
All right. Go back to the Cap Gun Heroes. This is great pop punk stuff. I talk about Heroes as a fun song to sing along with. I mean, Stuck With You, it was made for singing along. I'm Stuck With You. Ooh, that's textbook pop punk, catchy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun song, and it's another. No one's ever gonna confuse us with being, Bob Dylan or any of the real songwriters in music. That was another song that was. I wrote the chorus on a Saturday after practice, and was actually kind of shocked at how catchy it came out. So sent it over to Joe, and then, as Joe normally does, he filled it in with stories about girls that he felt stalked him when he was younger, even though I think that's all in his head. I think any of these girls were ever stalking Joe. So, it was just a really fun song, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, which is, I think, what happens on a lot of the songs that we write. There's not a lot of serious subject matter in them.
It's interesting. You're not teenagers. One might
no, not at all.
One might say not even close, but you do a really fine job of capturing that high school vibe, that spirit, which that's a talent. I mean, to make songs that I think would be relatable to a 14-year-old going through some shit. Not a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old.
Sometimes you forget how old you are. I thought, and you look in the mirror, you see all the silver, you see the receding line, you still just forget about your age and think about back when you were nice.
That's the beauty of music. That's the beauty of music.
That's the whole thing right there. The couple hours worth of practice, the 45-minute sets in front of you. You don't feel it until after you walk off the stage or you walk out of the practice room. Then all of a sudden you're just like, oh shit, that hurt.
My back. My back.
Yeah, for sure.
My knees. Uh-huh. All right. So did you just record this over the pandemic? Was this your pandemic break we're listening to?
It was. I mean, that was it was funny with the EP, with the Dorks EP. We really felt that we were, going into 2020 really strong, and we were looking forward to playing a lot of shows, and we weren't sure what recording new material was going to look like. We were actually talking about just possibly, doing another EP sometime later in 2020, and obviously with everything that happened with the pandemic, we really couldn't get out and do anything. I mean, we didn't really do much of anything for the first 3 or 4 months of the pandemic. Everyone was kind of doing their own things individually. We were trying to share ideas, getting together over Zoom, just in a lot of ways, just to hang out with each other, because we kind of missed hanging out with, just us as a band. So we were getting together over Zoom, just having drinks, kind of like what we're doing now.
It was basically Saturday nights were Zoom time for the band. We just sit down, all jump on Zoom, have some drinks, and talk shit to each other.
And finally, as things started to somewhat get, I guess you can say, get a better understanding of what we were dealing with and how we could make ourselves feel comfortable with mask and, being in a larger space, we started to get back together and work on writing songs, and doing that really kind of motivated us because we really realized how much we missed it. So then, we got back to work on it and finished it over 2000. I think we recorded, what was it? The spring of,
I don't remember yesterday. I don't know.
Oh no, yeah. The recording took place late winter, early spring, and then we got it all done. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic, still we've been sitting on it for quite a while. So we're really happy with to be able to have it finally coming out this Friday. We have a great label in Hate Pizza that's putting it out. There's a lot of other great bands on that label that we're happy to be label mates with. That we like all those bands and all their music, and there's some new bands on there, and then there's some bands that are kind of really well known, and some that are legends in the kind of bubblegum pop punk Ramonescore little bubble. So we're enjoying it. We're happy to put it out, and hopefully everybody likes it. And to be fair, there are some serious songs on it, not all of them. I mean, I know we're kind of refusing to grow up, which is, I think, with this band, why we started the band again, because we felt like we were getting old, so we trying to turn back time. But there are some, I think, more mature songs on there.
For sure. I do like Operation Chaos, which they're just fast buzzsaw, insistent guitar work. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun song, right? And that one came out of so I read a book about Charles Manson and the CIA and how they tie all of it back to the CIA was basically brainwashing them and supporting.
Trying to hit me.
Maybe let him fly in here. So
it wasn't me.
But so it was a really good book, and I was really intrigued by everything that they talked about in there with MK Ultra and how they were providing antibiotics for all of Charles Manson's female followers who were loaded up with sexual transmitted disease, how they were actually bailing them out of jail because they were testing all of the drugs on them. And that's how they it makes you wonder, did they actually become a little crazy due to what the government did to him? So anyway, that's where that came from. And
the less fancy answer is Jimmy had a concept for a song called Operation Chaos. We wrote some music, and then we just went back to the subject material and wrote some lyrics.
Well, here's the beautiful thing. That explanation was actually longer than the song is on the album. Listen to it on Friday.
You said long answers are good.
I did. I totally did.
You get what you asked for.
I feel like Matt needs to talk.
We're here to please man.
That was Jimmy. That was so. Thank you so much for that information just now. I am so much smarter from what you just said. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for being here.
To summarize, this Friday, streamable on all platforms. It is last call for Adderall. Will there be a physical manifestation of this?
There is. It's coming out on vinyl, released on Hate Pizza Records. And pre-orders are up now on hatepizzarecords.com. So go out and get one.
I love it. And before we leave, Matt, we're going to need your key and your access card.
And I could give you my stapler if you want. My stapler. Here's yours.
Thank you. We'll see you out. Capgun Heroes, thank you again for doing this. I think this is like round 3 for you on Car Con Carne. Thank you for jumping on the show. Again, we'll listen to your new stuff. We'll support you when music hits on Friday. Thank you guys. Keep enjoying yourself behind the bar tonight. We'll catch up soon.
Thanks.
Thank
you.
Appreciate it. Take
Thank
care.
you.